Alright, just another video for documentation for myself. I did not get the motor out, but I did figure out a way to get it out enough that if worst case scenario I had to, I could probably cut that wire. However, that does not tell me if the problem is with the motor. The only thing that tells me is that this wire here is running all the way back up this system, all the way back up this shaft, all the way up here. It goes to these thicker wires, and these connect into this main portion here. And I am not an electrician, so I have no idea exactly what all of this stuff is. But I do know that this is a connection to the motor, which somehow this is connected to the contact switches down here. Safety switch right there, main switch. Those connect to each other through that relay. A lot of that is just literally plastic button pushing. You can see it right there, and as well as right there. And these things tend to go bad, from what I can tell, with these trimmers. And so these all connect to each other. The one thing that I have seen on here so far that actually is not soldered in is this little piece right here. That's it. And I think, nope, that's actually soldered in too. So that one little piece is the only thing that you can unplug on this. All the rest of this is actually soldered in, and then they used a heat shrink to go over that. So what I think I'm going to do with this trimmer is probably cut this heat shrink back and see if it's, see what's up under there. The only issue that you have to watch out for with these is, they do have some type of a, I forget what those are called. It's not a diode, it's something else, but it holds power even though the battery's not actually in it. And you do have to watch out for that when you're doing electrical, because they can pack a nasty punch if you hit them the wrong way. And you can actually still electrocute yourself with a discharge that's in them. So these are my main motor wires. These go all the way down to the motor. The problem is that I'm seeing is everybody online selling the motor portion to these. Amazon and every other place, eBay, they're only selling enough wire, as I'm sure if you look it up, they're selling that much wire with it. That does not give you a whole lot of room to work with to replace these motors. That's literally just enough to clip what's in the shaft up there and very tightly work something in. What I was hoping to find was a wire that was heat shrinked like that, all the way up here on the shaft, that had a little bit of excess to it, that plugged in. But it turns out what they're doing is they're running 4 separate wires in here. Excuse me, 3 separate wires in here for that one motor, which honestly would explain why these things get such, why the motors are so powerful, is because they're, I'm guessing, a hot and a ground and a neutral in here. But still, it's just, you gotta have some good knowledge on electrical to understand this stuff. And I mean, at least a baseline of electrical knowledge. And this is definitely not for the guys that are just getting in there and just tinkering and not knowing what they're doing, because there is still some potential danger to it. But yeah, I just want to make this documentation for what everything looks like. Now I am on the top side of the trimmer, and this is just to show where everything goes from a face value. I'm gonna have to reassemble this again soon. But I just want to show you guys the inside of this thing, show myself the inside of this trimmer. Maybe somebody has more technical experience than I do, or more electrical experience, would know what they were doing with it. And maybe this would help them out, so I might upload this video. Now the thing is that they have these types of screws right here. They're like, I forget what they call them, it's like T36 or something like that, I don't remember. I just call them hex screws. But they have a ton of them holding the plastic housing together on this. And you do have to be careful when you flip it over, you can lose them. But anyways, oh, and they have that in there, I guess that's to make sure that it voids out your warranty or something like that. The warranty on this has already been voided out. But yeah, this goes all the way down. This connection right here, made out of cheap die-cast aluminum. I busted the housing on mine, so hopefully I can get that back together. And that goes into this contact switch right here, which these two little rubber buffers on here, that's what works for the contact switch for the power load. So you can hear that. That's what you should hear. Problem is, they come off each other like that, and they wear down over time, or they get stuff stuck between them, and they stop working. And everybody I've gone to says they cannot replace this little switch right here without replacing this entire motor, which replaces that entire assembly up there. So that's where they're justifying $200 charges on these things. And at that point, it is cheaper just to buy a whole new trimmer, because you can pick these trimmers up without the battery right now from Lowe's or Ace Hardware, and even from Walmart for about $150 brand new. So if you know anything about electrical, you can pick up the motors on these things for about $60 to $80 brand new, and then just do the work yourself. But that would take a multimeter and a good understanding of this stuff. Alright, there's a little more than what I want to get into here tonight to get at this stuff. And I just need to get a better understanding of what's going on here and do some more research. I had not found anybody on YouTube that has gotten into how to take the motors out of these things for replacement. Now, I know that they sell them, but I've never seen any videos or anything on YouTube or online or on Google or anywhere really that shows you how to get these motors out at all. Nothing. Nada. Not even doing it the long way and redoing all the wiring up there. I've seen guys pull the entire head apart on these things and replace the entire system on the older ones, not on these carbon fiber shafts. But I've never seen a motor replacement done on any of these things. And I know that they can do them because they sell them. And I know that that is not strictly something that just Ego is doing, because I've seen people selling these motors on eBay and other things like that too, brand new. So if there's third parties and get their hands on them, there obviously is people out there that know how to get them out. It's just a matter of how Ego designed it. These things have design flaws to them all over the place. I mean, what good is a carbon fiber shaft if everything else is made cheap out of plastic and die-cast aluminum and other things like that? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, all of their switches are made out of plastic. They obviously must have known that this stuff was going to overheat and break down. It's planned obsolescence. This is literally plastic. They could have used anything for that. They could have even used a rubberized material for that. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Everything. Just the cheapest materials they could get on these things. That is not how you keep your business running, guys. If you want to get good business and you want to stay in business, you got to spend a little money and you got to put some time and you got to put some value into your products. You're selling these things brand new when they first come out for $300 or more. You need to be having a better design on this stuff. Granted, well, was another thing I wanted to point out. The housing doesn't come off of this unless you poke a hole in here. That's how they know if you've gotten into it. And you avoid your warranty out if you have a warranty. Because you actually have to stab a hole in that into the Ego sign just to get to that other screw. Unless you can very carefully peel that sticker up and then somehow figure out a way to adhese it back on. But mine's voided on the warranty already because of Ego not wanting to answer their phones during COVID. Which is why I'm out here taking it apart instead of letting them do it. Because I gave them time and leniency and called them during time of COVID, and they did not want to get back in touch with me until I got in touch with the Better Business Bureau. 22 pieces of equipment later that have failed on me, including batteries. And Ego tells me the only thing that they can replace is one power head out of all of that, and that was after contacting the BBP on it. And so basically, the only thing they told me was don't register it commercially, and the next stuff that you buy, which I'm not giving out the name of the person I talked to, but they basically told me if you buy anything else Ego, do not register it commercially. Register it under a different account residentially so that your warranty lasts longer, which really doesn't matter to me because honestly, if you want to do good business with somebody, don't use a pandemic as your excuse for why you can't answer your phones. And if you're going to do that, then you need to renew the warranties on your products. If somebody cannot get in touch with your company at all, you need to renew the warranty on your products from the time that people can actually get in touch with your company again, because this is ridiculous, and I know I'm not the only person that went through this. I literally have thousands of dollars into Ego equipment and no warranties anymore, and I bought this stuff brand new, so I am not happy with that. But yeah, I just wanted to crack this open. I figured since I'm not getting the warranty on it, I might as well help other people out. Crack it open, show people what it looked like, show myself what it looks like on the inside, and if anybody knows how to fix it, more power to you. Here's a closer look at everything. Oh, another Ego design flaw I figured out with one of my other trimmers that also doesn't have the warranty. Those magnets in there that are going around, I guess they call that the stator. They tend to wear out. They come unglued and they break off. And that's how your motor overheats and goes out or has electrical issues. Also, plastic. That's for your power load switch. Junk. It will break off on you. Plastic holds the entire housing up here together. Junk. It will break. More plastic. What do you know? Even the motor assembly for keeping the motor from bouncing around is made of plastic. So, just so you guys know, if you're gonna buy anything Ego, I would definitely... They're trying to sell the carbon fiber shaft as their it's never gonna break on you type of thing, full lifetime replacement. Yeah, the carbon fiber shaft may not break on you because it's made of carbon fiber, but seriously, everything else is gonna break on you. Buy US made products where you know they are gonna last. I don't know how Stihl and other battery companies or other gas power companies are doing with their battery equipment. They might be doing plastic and other things in them too. But if you guys want to see... I mean, if you want to know what's inside of those, obviously I don't have any of those. You'd have to take them apart yourself or see how they're made. But I'm pretty sure they're not using as much plastic as what Ego is using. And if anybody from Ego sees this, I'm not trying to insult you guys. I'm just trying to let you know that this is ridiculous. If you're going to make a product, make a good product that's durable and is going to last a long time. That's how you're going to stay in business. Or you're going to very rapidly find yourself losing contracts and losing business because of maintenance issues. And people are going to be turning away from your stuff. If you go to make things in the future and you're going to sell them for $300-$400 for a single tool, people are buying that stuff brand new. Don't play games with your warranty and your customer service. And don't make your stuff out of plastic. I'm not trying to get on a rant here. I'm just saying that if you want to keep your customers, you got to make a good quality product, and that is not what I'm seeing here with all this plastic in here. This stuff, I mean, you got battery powered equipment. It overheats. It gets hot. You're going to get pieces that melt. You're going to get stuff that comes detached. You're going to get solder and things that comes off. I have literally 5 of these string trimmers, and only 1 of them is currently working right now. And I've had them for a 2-year period. It's just me running lawn care. It ain't like I got a full 10-person team that's out there using these things all the time. It's just me using these, and I've had issues with these things, and I have not been able to exercise the warranties on them because of very poor customer service and a lack of time before the warranty expires. And so I have just been buying these things brand new, and I'm not going to keep wasting my money doing that. If I'm going to spend $1,000 in tools for string trimmers, I'm going to go to Stihl or somebody I know who's got the higher line product. This is ridiculous.